So greetings and welcome back to the channel. If for the first time you come across my channel, please remember to subscribe. And if you're a return subscriber, thank you for your support. Uh, it has begun, the process. Remember we talked about the process of dismissal. It has begun. So please stay tuned because I'm going to be coming here to keep you up to date on what is going on what I call the process of dismissal. I personally am not worried about um, whatever they do, regardless whether it's uh, dismissal or discipline. I am not bothered, but I want to keep you up to date on this process so that if you're in a similar situation or if you can relate, if it's something that is also affecting you, please subscribe and also share it to your friends and family. In the last video, we talked about process of dismissal. There's many different process of dismissal. As I stated before, if you've not seen that video, then please go back and watch it. It is part two of when I came face to face with a shoplifter. Now, this morning I woke up to a text message saying, I say to colleagues and also um, customers, X, Y, and Z. Uh, um, but that's part of the process. So this is a part now where they will make it very difficult for you um, to work in the environment. So I will keep you up to date to that. But people seems to not remember that if someone says something, you cannot talk to yourself unless you're a robot. If someone say you say, the question was supposed to be, what did they say? Because it's two somebody or three somebody speaking. So at work, just keep this in mind that these people at work are colleagues. These are not your friends. Everyone is trying to gain a certain level and a certain footing, and they will climb over whosoever they want to climb over to get to wheresoever they need to go. I personally do not need position, and I personally do not need power. So if someone want position or power or even ours, um, they don't really have to climb on one to get to where they need to go. I said you could go and speak directly without carrying someone's name to another person to create a bad environment for that individual so that you can be seen as good. But whosoever is getting the news or the ear so should also know, as I said before, that it was a conversation between two or more people. So if I say something, sorry about that, I forgot I'm using the microphone. If I say something, so if I say something, or if you say I say something, then this question is, what did you say? So I believe the question should be asked of the individual. Okay, so he say XYZ. So what did you say? I believe that's the proper way. Um, I will try to. In every time I do a video, I want to also back it up with some type of facts. Sometimes they call it fact checking, but it's not really fact checking. It's just to say that I am not the only one who is saying this, or I'm not the only one who is doing this. There's other people who is going through similar situation. I wanted to keep the video short today, so I will look for a video at the end here that is suitable to play, to also explain or break down some of the exact thing that I'm saying, because the process is not finished. Then there's only so much I could say or do to for now, and I don't want to add story to the story until the event has happened. But this is something I was looking forward to hear. So now that I've heard it, then it just confirmed that the process is good, that I expected it before it happened. And I haven't been in this type of situation before. Uh, um, so I'm learning while you're learning. So we both learning together. And if you don't like these videos, please let me know in the comment box so I could change it back to something about you and not about me. But if you do like this video, then please uh, press the like button so that I can see that um, people who is watching it actually like the topic. So thank you again for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And have a great day. Until next time.
Once you've established that particular reason that you want to rely on, you've then got to follow a fair procedure, and the procedures are different for those kinds of dismissals. So capability, you've got two heads. You've got ill health capability dismissal, and you've got performance dismissal. A performance procedure is very, very different to, say, a procedure that you would follow with a gross misconduct allegation. With performance, I would expect to see that the employer sits down with the employee, they talk with the employee about the standards they're expecting, they look at where are the failings, what can we do to help the employee get to the level of standards that we want them to achieve. It's about giving that employee warnings and opportunities to improve. There might be an underlying health conditions that's affecting that employee's performance at work that they need to explore. Whereas as with misconduct, it's much more of a sort of, you investigate the issue, you move on to the disciplinary, you then make a determination as to whether or not you're going to give them a warning or is it dismissal, and then the right to appeal. It's a much shorter process. Whereas performance is a much longer process. You would expect to see it over a couple of months. So there are subtle differences with regards to the procedure. That their request is reasonable for that individual to return to the workplace and the employee refuses, then it could potentially lead to a disciplinary matter, because it would be a conduct issue in that individual was unwilling to follow what work has reasonably requested of them. I think in these circumstances that would be quite a risky route for an employer, because of the health and safety issues that might attach to that individual's concern, it's much better to go down a consultation route with the individual. So while they can't be forced, they could face disciplinary action if they were to unreasonably refuse. Reasons for dismissal. One's conduct, there's capability, redundancy, breach of a statutory obligation, and some other substantial reason. If you are looking at a misconduct dismissal, what an employer has to establish is that there was a misconduct that justified that dismissal. Starting point really is looking at what the employer has in their policies. So it's things such as, do they have a well-drafted policy that covers off examples of misconduct? Moving on from that, what an employer then has to do is, once they've looked at the allegation with the employee, they do have to ensure that they follow a fair procedure. So it's 2 stages really to establishing a fair dismissal. What was the reason, and was it reasonable to dismiss? With the ACAS Code of Conduct, that's something an employer should be looking at when they are terminating for unfair dismissal. It's things such as, did the employer investigate the issue? And that involves having a discussion with the employee, looking at whether or not there's any witnesses to what the allegation was. If it was theft, did anybody witness the theft? It's got to be balanced, so it has to also speak to the employee and get the employee's version of events. If there is a case to answer, then the employer should move on to a disciplinary meeting where the employee is given the right to be accompanied. And then following on from that, if they do decide to dismiss, the employee should be given the right of appeal. And if there is a cause of concern for the employee, so say for example they felt that the investigation was biased, if they felt that it wasn't even-handed, if they felt that a decision was made before they even got the opportunity to discuss the allegations, then that could be an example of an unfair dismissal.
To the thing, people are not subscribed. Please subscribe.